Good evening. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Dan Pori. I am the middle school band director here at Northwestern Regional. It's my pleasure to introduce you to the Northwestern Middle School concert band behind me here. We have a great evening of music for you. This is all the music that the middle school and high school bands have been working on since their winter concert back in December. So we hope you will sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're going to start with a song called Dance of the Shadows. Enjoy. Switches, just a quick note. If you had a chance to read the program note, which if you didn't see it, there's a QR code you can scan with your camera on your phone to read our program and some notes from Mrs. DeLeo and myself. That first song, and then the last one as well, is in what's called 6/8 time. Some musicians in the audience may know that, but that was one of our big teaching experiences this winter, was introducing compound meter 6/8 and 3/8 time to the middle schoolers so that will help them when they progress on into the high school band. So that was a great challenge and a fun piece written by a 24-year-old, actually. It's a brand new piece, as is this one called Kvetchers, which is about people who like to complain. And there's a lot of little kind of jokes, tongue-in-cheek things in here to bring that to life musically. So we hope you'll enjoy Kvetchers. Switch for our percussion here. They do a great job kind of jumping between instruments, between songs. While they do that, I'll introduce our next song. This is called Arabian Dances, a totally different sort of feel and style for the band. They're used to learning their major scales, those who used to be in band. But this piece is in what's called an Eastern scale, a lot of half and whole step and even some augmented seconds. So there's some fancy music theory terms for it. You'll hear it. The scale sounds a little different, and it's a little different under their fingers for the wind and brass players. So it was an extra challenge for them, but I think you're going to really enjoy this piece. We definitely enjoyed putting it together for you. It's called Arabian Dances. It's going to feature a few soloists on the clarinet and on the flute. We'll introduce them after the song. Enjoy. had Chloe Monda on the clarinet solo at the beginning, and J-Lo Villarreal on the flute solo. Let's hear it for them one more time. As we're doing individual recognitions here, I wanted to take a moment. Just this past weekend, we had 5 of our wonderful Northwestern Middle School band members participate in the exclusive Northern Regional Music Festival at Simsbury High School. This festival is the result of an audition that they did back in November, where they had to prepare a solo, scales, do sight reading in front of 2 judges at King Philip Middle School in West Hartford, along with 40 other schools from our region of the state that are eligible. And they selected the top scoring musicians to form an honors band that rehearsed Friday night, all day Saturday, and then put on a concert on Saturday. And it was they did a great job. I want to recognize, if you could stand when I call your name. We had Victoria Popolski, Hannah Bergia, we have Alex Navy, Evan Gilbert, and Matthew McCoy. Let's hear it for them. Quite an accomplishment. If you have a 7th grade student that's into band, we'll start the process of handing out audition materials and stuff in the spring. The auditions again are next November. It's a great experience for those students that are into band, want that extra challenge. Great thing to do. So I hope we'll have even more students audition next year, but to have 5 students, some of them getting the top score in the region, that was quite an accomplishment for our school, so I'm very proud. Next up, we have a song called Rites of Tamburo. We hope you'll enjoy it. recognize Evelyn Villanova on the French horn solo. Here's Evelyn. Before we play our last piece, I mentioned this in my program note. This is a great segue to our next sort of segment of the year, which is what we will be getting ready for the parade's coming up in May, if you can believe it. I mean, the weather like today, you can start to feel it. It's coming. We're excited about that. But this is a traditional march, the Washington Post. If you don't know it by name, I'm sure you'll recognize it. And we'll be getting ready for our Memorial Day parade soon after this, as well as a Pops concert in May with the high school band. So lots of fun stuff ahead. So we'll play one more song, and we'll have a quick switch for our high school concert band and continue the night of music. Thank you so much. And one last time, our middle school concert band and the Washington Post.
I'm the high school band teacher and music department chair here at Northwestern. We are so grateful to have you here. Sitting in front of you right now is our concert band. It is mostly made up of freshmen and sophomore students. A lot of freshmen this year, which is super awesome. And they're going to perform a couple songs for you. You may notice that there's like a theme to the concert. I tend to get my mind stuck on a theme and then just run with it. So concert band is going to start you out in the clouds. Hopefully you read some of the program notes about the songs. But we start out in the clouds. And then we kind of go to like a field full of flowers, and we're like all pretty little flowers. And then we're going to end tonight in the mountains, in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina. So we hope you enjoy the journey. So the Wind Symphony is an audition-based group. All the students sitting up here on stage auditioned to be a part of it and joined it so we can play a higher level of music, more difficult music, and a lot more of the classics, if you will. And you'll hear some of those tonight. So we start our program in kind of the far reaches of nature, out in the stars. I tell all the students for this song that they are stardust, and if you read the program notes, which I highly recommend you do for this song, you'll understand why I tell them that. It's really cool. The composer of this song has synesthesia, so when she composes, she sees colors with sounds and with different notes, and so she composed this song with the different colors and all of that in mind. So we hope you enjoy space for a little while. And then we come a little bit closer to Earth, but still in more of the farther reaches with the Four Seasons, which you will recognize whether or not you think you know it. I promise you, you will. I think it was the opening to a Chef's Table on Netflix for a while. It's been in a couple of car commercials and watch commercials, so you'll recognize it. We touch on one movement of each for the Four Seasons by Vivaldi. And then we take a little stroll down a country lane, which that stroll will take us to a raging river, but more on that later. So we hope you enjoy this journey through nature as well. Before we conclude tonight's concert, I just want to do a couple of thank yous. Of course, to the middle school band and Mr. Pori for joining us on this concert. That's a new addition this year, and we're very excited to have them. So let's give them one more round of applause. Thank you to our wonderful tech and video crew in the back. We are so grateful for you guys to do your thing. So thank you so much for live streaming this concert and recording it and all of that stuff. Thank you. Our wonderful administration here at Northwestern. We are so lucky to have incredible support from all of you. Thank you so much for what you do to support us. And thank you to all of you sitting here tonight. We would not be able to do what we do without your support. Not just showing up at the concerts, but nudging for the smart music practice and all of that stuff, driving to the things, supporting the arts. We are so lucky at Northwestern to have the community that we have that supports the arts. Please continue to do it. What we get to do here in band, in choir, in the arts is incredibly special. It's truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience that we get to create this music. It will never sound like this ever again. This group of students will never exist like this ever again. And where else do you get to say that? So thank you again so much for continuing to support the arts. We are so grateful. Thank you. Our last song, Into the Raging River, is what we call a tone poem, which means it tells a story. So you may have read the program notes, hopefully you did, but let me just get you a little picture. So you start out, we're on the bank of the river, we're watching the sunrise, it's nice and pretty, and then we decide, let's go rafting, let's get in the river. So we get in the river, we're going along, we're like enjoying ourselves, and all of a sudden we get up to some rapids. So it gets a little exciting, a little hairy there for a minute, and then it calms down, and we get to sit and enjoy, and it's like fall, we're looking at the foliage, all of that stuff, and then all of a sudden we get too comfortable, and it gets a little hairy again, and you'll hear where all of a sudden we're like, oh no, things are coming, including a 13-foot waterfall. So here to see if you can find out when we go over the waterfall, and I guess you'll be the judge if we made it or not. So we hope you enjoy Into the Raging River.